all made your way to Larryville. You met with Larry. You had a fun night partying when you found out that you were going to be God chosen. You got a small taste of what it means to be to the people to have a God chosen around, and what it is like to be a celebrity that you can expect, more of. You decided to take a slight detour, as you are not pressed for time right now, to your destination, to the ever-changing cave, created many a year ago by the god Malar, to test and reward or punish adventurers and travelers alike. And you actually succeeded and did so with no violence, which was very impressive.
Except the hole in my hand.
It was a love puncture. Okay.
It was a love puncture.
Anyway, so you all you made it out alive, and you got some very mysterious objects, depicting two individual gods, both very much not like each other at all. One of these objects is a little more mysterious than the other, as you can't seem to get rid of it nor detach it from the palm of your hand.
Oh, right.
And it is constantly also, if you recall, Ash, for holding a middle finger up at you after you tried to throw it into a lake.
Technically, I did throw it into a lake. It just came back.
Yes, and then it was holding up a middle finger, which it was not before. So, anyway, now, you have gained this cask from Baby Flower, the matriarch, and, as you learned, necromancer, of Corpse Flower Farm. You gained some stuff from her at her request, and you now have free reign to... you are now leaving with the new knowledge that literally all of the workers in the fields as you pass by are zombies raised by the lady herself. Yes. You also met a strange chicken that you're not quite sure was a chicken, and the only person who heard it speak in words was the person who pet it, which was Ashfor. And Ashfor heard... I want to say it was like 3 months, something days, something
3
out.
months, 3 days, 3 weeks. Or 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days.
It was not that, but... No, I know it wasn't that, but nonetheless. Yeah, you don't know what that means. Your paranoia with Cluck Cluck, however, makes you uneasy with it. That was after we stopped recording, so we didn't get any of that in footage, but you guys got some interesting stuff when we went late. So, this begins with you back at the crossroads. So you are coming down the hill from Corpse Flower Farm, you're at the crossroads. You know that it is a 4-way, and to left, you could go back into Larryville. Straight ahead of you would take you on the road back to the ever-changing cave, and to the right is the path to the border forest, which is your overall quest goal.
All right, quest completed. Let's go back to town. Let's just sleep forever. And it was a pleasure meeting you guys. And I just disappeared.
He's like, deuce.
I mean,
been to the other locations, right?
yeah. So
you are obviously,
yeah,
again, you're not necessarily pressed for time. You could go back into the dungeon if you want to risk that. You could go into Larryville. And you guys didn't really get an opportunity. You were kind of pushed out to visit any shops or stuff in Larryville. So you could do that. But you know that Larryville is a hub.
Money?
You do know that Larryville is a hub of things. So even if you don't go now, you have a strong feeling you'll be back here.
I'm currently sitting on a cool, crisp 40 gold.
Where do you see gold at?
We're-
Oh, I had 35.
we're-
Yeah. Okay.
You were also promised that when you deliver this basket to Zed, you will be paid handsomely.
Do we know? This is metagaming, but I don't know if our characters would know this. Do we know that he has like a pawn shop?
Yeah, you probably heard of it. It's common knowledge that Zed runs a traveler's sort of adventurer's pawn shop in the forest.
So
Awesome.
if we wanted to go get supplies, we could always wait until after we visit, or we could like buy some stuff from Zed.
Yeah.
Where's my feature?
Now I'm
No,
gonna.
that's a long
yeah,
lesson.
Josh,
I am-
how do
I am
you
gonna tell you,
Sorry.
Zed isn't gonna have basic adventuring supplies. He runs like a trinket shop. It's gonna be. He might have like some fancy weapons that are way out of your price range, you know. But he's not gonna have like you're not gonna be able to buy rations from him per se.
Oh, I was going to ask, do we do rations? Is that something we do?
I personally, my house rule, how I run it, I don't like that you have to keep track of your rations and all that stuff. That's akin to. Let me finish. That's akin to as a DM if I said, "Oh yeah, you guys haven't used the bathroom," or told me you're using the bathroom, so you're now constipated. Like, no, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna be assumed that just when you guys camp or when you visit a town, just make sure you roleplay for me. Oh, I buy food at the inn, or oh, I'm gonna go scavenge for some berries, maybe go
Yeah.
hunt a deer in the woods outside camp, that type of stuff. And we'll, as long as we kind of do a little roleplay of that, I'll say you guys eat and drink and you do your basic necessities.
Kind of like the same rule you have for like arrows and bullets and stuff like that. As long as we do the effort to be like, I go off and go buy more bullets, then we're good.
When you visit a town, yes, exactly, yeah. Because I don't need to micromanage your resources like that. And if you build, if you were to build an archer build, I'm not gonna force you to like keep track of every arrow, because then that would suck. And I want you guys to have fun, and just not fun for most people.
I get it.
So,
Yeah.
I think resource-wise we're doing good, but I leave the decision up to the rest of the group. I say we continue forward, but that's just me. What do you think, Tiny Malar statue? I agree!
Oh,
it does not say that.
its middle finger gets a little bigger.
That's how I judge its reactions, if it gets a little longer or a little shorter.
That'd be funny. I'm down to keep going.
What about Jaeger? Do you have any reason?
We have a
wanna-
delivery. We have a delivery to make, so I'm going to ensure that Zed gets his delivery, even if the other two flake off.
Well, it
that's
sounds
where
like
we're
they
going.
actually want to go to Zed's, so it sounds like you guys are all on the same page. Okay, so you go down the one direction you haven't gone yet. You know that this leads to the border forest, which is a very infamous sort of like wild, untamed, swampy rainforest. Like lots of creatures, both wild beasts and animals, and some more. You do know that in the swampy areas there are plenty of you can run into like undead, and there's a lot of much more dangerous stuff if you were to go off the road. And it's actually a very common hunting and training place for more middle tier adventurers, bounty hunters, etc. But as you walk, maybe 15-20 it's a long walk down the road, you reach what is essentially the entrance to the border forest. And it literally looks like, almost unnaturally, a straight line of just thick vegetation that stretches for miles on each side of you. You look to the right and you just see this tree line going straight that way, and to the left, the exact same thing. There's very little space for you to squeeze between the trees, and the overbrush is so dark that you cannot see into the forest where the path goes more than a few feet.
Correction. I am in my favored terrain right now, which means I am the master of this domain.
What is your favorite terrain?
Forest.
Hell yeah, as rangers
Okay.
do.
Yeah. So, okay. So we will say that once you enter the forest, which is there any reason you guys would hang out before entering, like that very clear line of entering the forest, or
Maybe to see who, like, the marching order. If this is like his favorite terrain, I say he goes first then.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm probably leading since I can scout us the proper path to not get us caught in a bog or anything like that.
Okay. So do you make it known to the group? Like, do you step in front of them and say, something along the lines of, hey, by the way.
I will politely say, hey, guys, I know my ways around forests pretty well. I think I should lead.
Works for me.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. And I will say, this path is on the larger side. You could like, there are merchants take carts through here. Like, it's not.
It's not desolate.
It is a well-traveled path, so it's not too.
Okay.
You know what I mean. You won't be doing any You won't be needing too many survival skills on the path, and you could easily walk side by side. You don't necessarily have to go single file through it. But yes, if you would like to have the leader be Jaeger, that's fine. So as you enter the forest, it's almost like you guys, no matter what your magical affinity is, you feel a strange magical energy. Like, you feel the magic of the forest and the air just change immediately. Like, you can feel the drop in pressure. You can feel the temperature lower as the sun goes behind the canopy. It's not as dark as it initially looked. You can see in front of you. But something very well could surprise you from out of the forest if you don't have your head on a swivel.
All right.
So as you guys are walking, I'm gonna say that none of you have actually been through this forest before. Because this forest goes south, and the only person who would have been to the south of Larryville would probably be Ashford, but it would have been when he was much younger. And there's no reason to go here unless you're traveling to the country of Trongma normally. So, yes. So this is all unfamiliar to you guys. You just know that this path goes from one end of the forest to the other. So as you begin to walk, you do see, you hear many animal cries. You hear what sounds like maybe deer in the distance. You hear plenty of birds. And then suddenly it gets quiet. Maybe 30, 45 minutes into your walk, it gets quiet. Like, eerily so. Suddenly, birds stop chirping, leaves stop rustling, even the wind is gone.
I will put my hand up to pause the party and be like, keep your eyes peeled. This is usually a sign of a predator.
Okay. Do you stop and look and observe for a minute?
I stop and start looking around for tracks, any kind of animal that would leave tracks that would actually cause this, like large cats, large pigs, large wolves, any unusual tracks.
Okay. Give me.
I'd like to help him. Give him the help action.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken,
So
you
give
can
him advantage.
Right. So, but you can only give the help action on a skill you're proficient with. Are you proficient in perception?
Let me check. Yes, I am. I have a +5 to it.
So then, Matt, have Jaeger roll a perception check with advantage to me. If you recall, you need to hold down instead of just pressing and select advantage.
Right. There you are. Get that advantage. What? Where did it go? What happened? Okay.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Wait.
Wonder if his internet. Oh,
Okay, that's a natural 20 on your perception check. Welcome back. Are you good, Robert?
And I'm switching to my hotspot so it don't happen.
Okay. Let me know when you're good.
Go ahead, I can hear and stuff. It
Oh,
shouldn't
okay.
kick me out. Right?
So that's a nat 20 perception check. With the nat 20, you are able to hear the very slightest sound of gurgling in a small water pool nearby, and you notice that the liquid and the sort of spot that the gurgling and bubbles are in the pool of murky water looks more viscous than the rest of the pool around it.
A slime,
God.
fuck.
And it slowly gets closer to the road.
Does anybody
We-
know magic? I don't remember what our classes are.
I only know Ray of Sickness, so
I don't know if we can, like...
He's a level 3 artificer. He knows baby magic.
I don't think we can fight this. Like,
what do you mean?
Really?
Pulls out revolver.
it's
We
a
on the west
slime,
side,
it's
bitch.
resistant to everything.
You know, if
I would-
only I didn't use my one.
Because you rolled a nat 20, I will give you a single action before we roll initiative.
Can I ask the damn question?
Can you ask what?
Can I ask the DM a question? And it's a very important question.
Okay.
How long has it been since we've exited the Cave of Malar?
I think it's still the same day.
You
I
went,
need-
yeah, it's
No, I don't need day. Has it been an hour?
an hour. Yes, it has.
Okay.
You spent at least that at the farm. So, yeah.
Okay, but you were saying that with the nat 20, I get a what before?
I will allow you a single action before we roll initiative and start combat. So you can use that to get an early attack on the gurgling spot. You can you can cast whatever spell. You get an action.
Oy.
Do you know any cantrips?
Let me look up my spells real quick.
Because if you have, like, Create Flame, that might work.
Not really.
Okay. I'm not sure what your character would have.
I have the very like basic minimal ranger spells.
Okay, I don't know what your ranger spells are, honestly. Hunter's
Oh,
Mark, do you
yeah.
have
I forgot D&D Beyond doesn't set your spells up, so I know more spells. I just don't have them active because I can't actually do that.
That's rough.
Actually, I have my spell list set up. I don't know how you weren't able to set up spells.
I
He
forgot
did it actively. Yeah. He
He's-
just,
yeah.
Yeah. So don't.
because I forgot about that for D&D Beyond.
And I'm a barbarian. I don't know spells.
I guess I can probably do the only thing that would be of use at this point, which would be to cast Hunter's Mark on myself.
On your. No. Hunter's Mark gets cast on an enemy, buddy.
Okay, whatever. Cast Hunter's Mark on the approaching enemy.
Which is fine.
And that's
Is
a
that-
bonus action.
That's a bonus action, which
So
I'll
you can't-
allow. That's fine. So you can just cast Hunter's Mark and it'll be on there, and you won't have to waste a bonus action in combat. I'll allow that.
Okay.
That's more than reasonable. So all right, I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Sorry, I forgot to do my taxes. Apparently, whoopsies. I'll do those tomorrow. Keep going.
Wow.
God damn! The duality of D&D.
Really gonna
You
make
roll
it.
one.
Really gonna put that Hunter's Mark to use for sure, huh?
Yeah. Dude, I can't. I don't have arcane magic. There's nothing I can do against it. If it's a cube or an ooze, there's literally nothing I can do because both of my weapons do the absolute minimum damage because they're piercing and slashing.
Yeah, same.
You
It's
guys-
something we'll have to deal with for later dates. It's not a huge deal right now.
Let's see
It is
that
what it
roll,
is.
Robert.
Where do I see that at again? Where's that?
Initiative is up
It
at the
should
top.
be- Oh, you're on your phone. It should be one of the first two,
Oh,
either
there you go.
skills or yeah.
Initiative. Here we go. Well, that's a 7.
Okay. Ashford,
It is
you
what it
get
is.
to go first, and assuming that Jaeger called it out, you do see this thing, and it does start to form into a more cube thing as well. So you've got a gelatinous cube, maybe 20 feet from you.
Do I know anything about... Are gelatinous cubes made of poison, or is it acid specific?
Acid.
Acid.
It's acid.
Are they resistant to poison?
I think they would be immune to poison because
Well,
they don't
I'm
have
just
like
going to say
bleed or
the
anything.
the thing is the acid is not that bad. It's that when you get engulfed, it's acid plus crushing damage.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Oh, they
No,
take away
that
crushing
would be
damage
for
from it?
gelatinous cubes. You're thinking gelatinous cubes.
Okay,
this
that's
is
what
this is a gelatinous cube, but no,
Oh,
that's
is it
not
really?
He's
Oh.
thinking of an older edition where gelatinous
Okay,
cubes
so
are
they
really
took that away. Okay.
So I am going to move 15 feet back so that I'm behind and a little off-center to the, people that fight in the front. And I'm going to pull my revolver out with my only hand, because let's be honest, my other hand's useless. And then I am going to pull the trigger and I am going to shoot this gelatinous cube.
Okay, so I will let you guys know. Just because you all seem to be under this impression, it's not resistant and/or immune to any damage types. I'll just let you know that.
Really?
Yeah, you guys have been like, "Oh, it's immune to everything." No, it's
Oh, yeah.
not technically immune or resistant to anything. No, jelly
Huh.
cubes. No.
That's strange. I
I
swear.
mean,
maybe I'm
even
crazy.
still, my revolver is my
Oh.
main point of damage, so I'm still going to
So-
shoot the fucker.
Okay, yeah, roll to
Yeah.
hit.
Sorry, I just That's weird.
I don't hit shit
I mean, you hit the jelly cube.
with a 9.
Probably has.
Yeah,
Oh.
it doesn't have a lot of armor. It's a big cube of jello. Like, I don't.
They're not hard to hit.
Yeah.
Probably has
That's
negative
going to
dexterity.
be
Yeah.
11
It does
piercing
have
damage.
Dex. It also got a -2 on initiative. So yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, how much piercing damage?
11.
Okay. You do 11 piercing damage.
Josh, this is actually going to be an important question. Is this a 6-barreled gun or is this a single shot?
We said it was a revolver.
Yes, but I didn't know how your world works. Because when I think of revolver, I think of a 6-shot gun. But
A cylinder. Okay. You said
Yeah.
barrel, and I was very confused. I'm like, I don't know
Sorry.
what revolver you've ever used that has 6 barrels, but that's a little weird. I was thinking 8 was fair.
okay,
So we'll say you have 8 before you have to reload.
okay. I don't think I have any bonus action stuff I can do. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is 20. So I will tell you guys, it is 20 feet away from you. It is off the path, which means it is difficult terrain.
Just so you're aware, I just in
or
case,
if,
I did move 15 feet back.
Hold on. Can
I love Canom.
That was funny.
I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong party button.
You said and then you just left. It's like, I mean, you can.
Who's the
Yeah, sure.
ranger again? Sorry.
That would be Matt's character, Jaeger, the Warforged.
Matt, can you look
What?
at favorite terrain? I think as if your allies gain the benefits as long as they're near you. With that.
Yes, you have to be within
If I'm
30
wrong.
feet of me, though.
So we do
Wait,
not have
actually?
difficult terrain. Yeah. I've been a ranger once. That's one of the only things
I didn't know that allies got that. Too.
Yeah,
Yes, it
that's
shares with
it
allies.
makes them handy in the forest. They're just like, no, the
Yeah.
party's gonna make it through here.
Yeah, you just do full movement in forest.
Okay.
If you were on
Yeah.
forest.
So we'll say you have full. Yeah. All right. No difficult terrain. Fuck me.
Sick.
Real
Sick.
quick,
Me and my
Josh.
20 feet of movement.
That's why I was saying earlier that I can plot a path for the party easier.
Yeah.
I was actually referencing that.
Gotcha. It makes sense. Okay. So. Yeah, so you move 15 feet back. So even if you went off the other side of the road, you wouldn't have difficult terrain. So cool. All right. You move 15 feet away with your. What's the range on your revolver? I mean, it's not out of range. I'm just.
40 feet minimum, 120 max.
You actually should have rolled at disadvantage then.
I will roll again, and we'll
It's
see.
fine. Nope, we already rolled it, so I'll let it happen. But you were
Okay.
35 feet away from it, remember? Because you went 20, moved back 15,
Yeah, you're right.
not 40. So keep that in mind in the future.
Got it. So I need to move 5 feet back.
I'm sorry, what's the range on it?
40 minimum, 120 max.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, so he has to be with, yeah. So if he's less than 40 feet away or more than 120, do it at
No,
disadvantage.
you're doing that backwards. From 0 to 40, I should say, without melee range, is normal rolls. From 40 to 120 is at disadvantage, and then anything past 120 is impossible for the weapon.
Is that how it works?
That's how it
Wait,
works.
really?
Yes.
Can I tell you how much I hate the range rules of 5e? Just so much.
Everybody.
It's so fucking confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, then nope,
But
you
that's
did it
just-
normal,
That's
and
just, it's normal
forget I
within
said
that
anything.
range. So when you're looking at like something that says 80 to 40, within 80 feet, you can effectively hit your target.
At 240, you
God.
can't hit.
You have
Okay.
no chance of that ammunition going that far.
Got it. Okay.
Good to know.
No.
Thank you,
Don't
Brian.
Remember that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So that's good. You have nothing else you want to do on your turn, Matt? Or not Matt, Nate.
No, I don't have any bonus actions to use right now.
Ashford. Okay. Next turn is suddenly from right next to you, Ashford.
Fuck!
The other enemy in this encounter
You just backed right into him.
goes ahead and just snaps at your ankle with a pseudopod. He's gonna roll to hit. You guys see that? It's pretty good. Oh no, that just goes to DM. So here, everyone.
How far is this creature from me? Is it at Nate, so it wouldn't be close enough to it?
Well, so prior to the nat 1 I just rolled for it to hit, I rolled a 19, but
I will accept the 19, and I'll. You can do damage. That's fine. I won't strip you of that one.
All right, I'll take it. I do have to make sure you guys get hit by something. So,
Yes, 19 hit.
all right. I need Ashford to take, of course, 4 bludgeoning damage plus 2 psychic damage. And the Oblex spawn has joined the party. It's a much smaller ooze. It's a much smaller ooze, not as big as the jelly cube, like maybe like the size of a gnome type ordeal, and it takes a more humanoid form. Jelly.
Neato.
I hate these
Well,
things.
I could barrel stuff it.
And yeah, that's it. Oleg. Time
Hell
to do
yeah.
Oleg things.
You know, what do barbarians do in combat? Like the first thing that they do. I rage.
Calm down.
Let me see if there's a area for rage. I assume it would be actions.
It'll
Rage. I'm
probably.
using a rage out of 3. Yes,
A
I
rage.
got it.
Singular rage.
So I'm raging. So
Okay.
I am considered large now. I have a range of 15 feet because of my
Yep.
fucking
You're
subclass.
giant. Yeah.
You're a
I'm going
giant.
for the yeah, I'm basically a giant. I'm going for the big slime, and I'm going to use my. I have a certain type of strike of frost giant. I'm going to use.
Okay.
Oh, what happened? Why is it doing this? Okay. When you hit a target with a melee attack or ranged weapon attack, using a thrown weapon, you can imbue the attack with an effect. My frost strike deals an extra d6 cold damage, and if the creature fails on a Constitution saving throw of 14, its movement is reduced to 0. So I'm going to run up within 15 feet of the slime and try and hit it. So let me attack my lance.
Okay. Roll the hit.
Think that'll hit.
It certainly does.
And then how do I add... Oh, here we go. I'm adding my giant strike. So do I hold down on this and add... Huh. Does it automatically add the damage for the giant strike?
I don't know.
For the extra d6? I don't know how that...
Well, just roll.
here we go.
roll
Oh,
just
here,
roll
here.
the attack.
Yeah, and then so damage. Is
Okay, so he
10
takes.
plus... Here's the d6. 2.
Okay, so no matter what, he's taking 12 damage, and now I have to make him do a con save, and it has to be a 14.
Yes.
You said.
14 it says.
He does save. got an 18 plus 5.
Oh, sorry. Two. Is it 2 more damage because I'm raging? Yes.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
add 2 more damage.
Okay, I can do that. There we go.
I
So
didn't have
you-
to reckless either.
Nope. What else would you like to do? Anything? Do anything else? I don't think you have any
that'll be-
bonus actions.
No, I use my bonus action to rage. Whatever. So I'll take it.
I see.
He is 15 feet from me.
His.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm just double checking. All right. Yeah, that's it.
Jaeger.
Alrighty. Okay, I'm going to do the only thing I can do, which is attack the big slime with my double-bladed scimitar.
Okay. You're gonna go up in the
Now-
space next to it then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now I have the Hunter's Mark active, but as
Right.
my bonus action, I'm going to activate my Planar Warrior ability, which will give it an extra D8, and all the damage from the attack counts as force damage.
Okay, hold on. I need you to read Planar Warrior to me as written. Real
Okay,
quick.
I will read it verbatim. As a bonus action, choose one creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The next time you hit that creature on this turn with a weapon attack, all damage dealt by the attack becomes force damage, and the creature takes an extra 1d8 force damage from the attack.
That's
Okay.
cool.
That is very cool. All right, so go ahead and we'll convert this to force damage, and we'll roll a 1d4 after, but roll to hit first.
It's 1d8 extra force.
Right, so roll to hit first.
Right.
You won't be doing any force if you don't hit.
Yeah,
If
I
you
know.
don't hit.
I'm pretty sure I hit. It's a
You do.
15.
Now, I will say, just so you're aware, if you recall, because I know you're a little newer to 5e and stuff. So you have a double-bladed scimitar, which means you can use
Get
your
that
bonus
extra
action
1d4.
to attack with the scimitar again, an extra attack.
Right,
but
but
because you're-
it only does a d4 instead of 2d4.
Okay, so all right. I just wanted to let you know that you're using the bonus action for something else, but the weapon,
Correct.
a second attack, is an option.
In this
So-
case, the one single attack is going to just basically
Okay.
blast him with a bunch of damage on the first hit.
Yep.
That's
okay.
that's what I'm doing.
So you definitely hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Here's the scimitar.
Make sure you add Hunter's Mark on top also.
Yep, which is a D4, right?
Actually, hold on. Let me go to my spells, and I
I think
can
it's a
actually
D6.
push it on my spells.
Is it D4 or D6?
Here's
It's a
my
D6.
hunter's mark.
It's a D6.
There's my hunter's mark,
Okay.
and then now I'm going to just do a custom roll for the D8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Very good.
Okay, where is my this D8?
Hmm.
What? No, stop it. There we go.
So it takes 11 force damage. Adding all three of the things together.
I only did 1 point less than the barbarian. That's impressive.
Hell yeah.
All right. Nice work.
Are you allowing multi-classing in this campaign? By the way.
Ask me again before we leave. Let's focus on combat
Okay.
for now.
I'm just wondering. Understandable.
So that's your action and bonus action, and you are now within melee range of it. Do you have anything else you'd like to do? If you can do, I don't think you have anything.
I don't think I
but
can do anything else. Yeah.
okay. Then that is the end of your turn, which means it is the gelatinous cube's turn. And naturally, because you are right in front of it, It's gonna enter your space and try to engulf you.
Who?
Hold on. Where were you in terms of near me? Were you like in front of me or like to the side when you
He
attacked?
probably would have like run past
the
you and
side.
got in front of you. I imagine.
Well, I wouldn't have run directly in front of him. I would have been to the side of him a little bit.
Okay. We'll say you do have room to jab at it.
Okay, so I
on
can't
your
do an
turn
attack
still,
of
but-
opportunity.
No, because it
Oh, okay.
no, because it's not moving out of your range. It's actually moving closer into your range, technically.
It's only
Right.
threatening my area, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes, it is going to try and attack, engulf you, Jaeger.
Oh, lovely.
I'm going to need a dexterity saving throw from you, and it has to be a 12 or higher. And make sure you roll a saving throw and not a check.
I did.
Perfect. You definitely make it. Definitely make it.
Being mostly metal, acid is kind of a fear of mine.
Right. That's a good point.
Okay, so on a successful save, you can choose to be pushed 5 feet back or to the side of the cube.
I'm gonna
If
go
you
to the
decide
side.
if you decide not to be pushed, you will suffer the effects as if you failed to save.
Right. I will elect to go to the side to give Oleg more range for his attack. Just so that way I'm not in the way of his attack.
So I'm gonna say, because it did come to you, you are now both within melee range, and if I understand correctly, this creature is considered flanked. So you will have advantage on your melee attack.
Awesome.
That is what you do. So, all right, that's its turn. Ashfor, you have a little fucking crotch biter right next to you, and he whipped your ankle with a pseudopod earlier, and it hurt.
So my response to this, of course, is to put a gun in its mouth and shoot it.
You do have disadvantage,
But
which is
Instead-
weird because, you know,
Yeah.
it is a gun point blank.
I wish pistols didn't have that.
But-
It would make sense.
Well,
it's
we're gonna do something
that's what I was saying. It's just
different.
ranged rules. It's not.
we're gonna use Ray of Sickness instead and shoot it in the fucking face.
You'll still get disadvantage. Works on spells too.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
still
not
a
a ranged-
ranged spell.
Oh, it's a touch spell?
It has a range or area, but it doesn't have.
Ray of Sickness is still a ranged spell.
Is
Yeah,
it
it's
a
a-
roll to hit, or do they have to make a check?
It's a roll to hit.
Yeah.
So then, yes, it's a ranged spell attack. So therefore, yeah, same rules apply. So you'll have disadvantage.
So then we're just gonna fucking shoot it anyway with a gun instead, because it's funnier.
Okay.
With
Roll to hit.
disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
That's a 16.
You rolled revolver. I thought you were rolling ray of sickness.
I was gonna, but seeing as they're both ranged, I might as well just use the gun.
Are they?
He thought
Do they
ray of
have the
sickness
same?
damage.
Do they have the same
Damage?
modifier?
Actually, no. My Ray of Sickness is even better.
Okay. The next time, you do roll the ray of sickness, but at the same time, you hit either way. I'm sure. So.
Yeah, it would have been an 18 with the Ray of Sickness. So
Right. Okay. So with disadvantage, you do hit.
that's 15 piercing.
Okay. 15 piercing.
It definitely felt that bullet.
Yeah.
Being honest, I've never fought a gelatinous cube. This is my first time.
So, you point your gun right at the Oblex spawn, and you like fucking it's at your ankles, going all like slurp slurp nom and shit, and it's you pulled the trigger, and because you are point blank, I am gonna say maybe a little bit of the Oblex sort of splashes on you.
Ew.
Because it is a gun, and you just shot it point blank, and it's an ooze.
He
So
has a
I'm
point.
just gonna say it makes sense that some of it would splash on you.
How much damage would it take?
However,
Use the statue as a shield.
you do not. Strangely, unlike the gelatinous cube, it doesn't seem to be acidic, so it doesn't immediately seem to affect you in any way. It just is kind of gross. Also, it looks like this thing is weak, like it's struggling to hold form. Like that one shot fucking almost murked the thing completely. So
I don't have any, unfortunately, bonus action damage. But I am
you
going
do,
to.
actually. I would allow you to use your offhand melee attack to perhaps make an unarmed strike with a certain thing attached to your hand.
I'm going to smack it with Malar.
There you go.
You take the Malar statue, you open your hand, and you smack this Oblex. And, it's... similar to something akin to a sort of explosion happens, almost like you threw a sparkler and like the impact sparked it on the thing, and it lights onto fire, doing what would be double damage because Oblex spawn have aversion to fire, and you kill it.
You hit a puddle of sludge and sulfur with a flammable object. Nice.
And we have to wait a sec because he's on the phone and so yeah, he just got this Oblex spawn. And now I have to tell him what the feature he just learned of the Malar thing is. The Malar statue. So, I don't know if you guys were both here when I explained it to him earlier. He essentially has... So, because it is stuck to
I'm
his
back.
hand, it is... So, okay, yeah, you murdered the thing. It sort of went kablooey when you smacked it.
I heard it set on fire.
It did. It did. It's sort of like weird spark explosion thing when it made contact. So you will do, so on top of the having disadvantage on grapple checks and everything, or really anything that would require you to use your offhand or both hands, etc. The other feature of this statue is, if you do, essentially hit someone with the statue, or you punch someone with that hand while the statue is attached to your hand, you will do exactly 4. Not a d4, you will do exactly 4 damage.
That's pretty nice.
A random elemental type, which I will roll behind the scenes
That's
to
cool.
decide what that is.
So I've become a monk.
That'd be really cool, Monk, yeah.
All right.
This
Ashford
will
shoots himself
take
in the
a
face.
bonus action to do.
Okay.
The monkey monk of Malar.
I'm just gonna remake Balin and give him a fucking hand that just only does elemental damage.
It's only 4
So-
total damage.
It's still not bad though.
Okay, so the Oblex is dead, and that means Oleg, unless
Leg
you want to
smash.
move Ash 4 at all. You are about still 35 feet from the jelly cube. And
Okay.
actually, it moved 5 feet closer to get into the space, so you're about 30 feet now.
Okay, I'm still within range, so I'm just gonna stay put.
Okay.
Maybe wipes off some of the goop.
Oleg,
Are
you
you
gonna-
said
are
we
you-
are like we're on opposite sides of this line, correct?
you have advantage to... Yes. You have advantage to hit because
Am I
it's...
still max range from him, or no?
No, you're 10 feet instead of 15 now.
Okay, I'll back up a little bit so I'm max range,
Okay.
and then I'll hit him.
Okay.
Did that not do advantage? Oh. All right, game.
It's fine.
Or okay. Or there's two rolls.
19
if I hit.
does not hit.
Oh, I have to
man.
press the roll button. I see. Okay.
Yes, you do. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You hit it. Good job. Proud of you.
Wow. Wow. Plus 2 more damage because I'm raging. But
Right.
um,
So that's 8 damage.
yes.
Good job, Robert.
Fuck me.
So, for the record, I will tell you guys whenever something is at, when you pass the or equal the half health threshold of a creature by telling you it is bloodied, or describing how it looks weak or it looks,
It's
weakened.
dripping.
And just like the Oblex, when it reach a certain health total compared to its max, the gelatinous cube is suddenly struggling to keep form. It seems it's shaking a little bit. It is bloodied. So, is the one hit your turn, Oleg?
I don't think I can do a bonus action, especially since
I
I,
don't-
have a.
You're a barbarian. I don't think you really get bonus actions until later. So,
Let me just double check. I don't think. Let's look at bonus actions. Yeah, my only bonus action is rage. So yeah,
which are
yeah,
already.
that'll be it.
All right, Jaeger, you're right in front of this thing, and you have
All
advantage
right.
to hit. Would you like to hit it with your scimitar?
All right, let's just repeat the same thing over again. Activating my planar warrior while Hunter's Mark is going.
Yep, there you go. Okay, that's a really good combo.
I know.
Yeah, that's an extra 2d6 damage or something.
So that's 10 force damage.
That was my roll.
Oh, that's to hit.
Yeah.
No, you accidentally rolled damage. You rolled the wrong one. That's why I was confused.
Wait, are you certain? Because I pressed the hit DC button, not damage.
No, you're right. It is to hit. I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. And okay, it does make it. It's like, wait, how much is the? Yep. So you do hit.
Alrighty.
C of 8.
There's
That's actually
the-
crazy. I never knew that was a thing.
What?
Having
Okay,
a
so
low
7.
AC like that. Like I didn't know what monsters.
No.
Monsters had that.
Its AC is 6. It has a lot of hit
Holy
points.
sakes.
It has a lot of hit points, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That is the Hunter's Mark damage.
There's the
The
force
extra.
damage. That was a much better attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, 15 total?
Yep.
All right. That definitely that hit it hard. You slice off some chunks, and they don't seem to be forming back. With that.
Well, since it's force damage, I'm most likely splattering the rest of the party with pieces of it.
All right. And I'm assuming you don't try to move out of range.
Nope, I'm gonna keep it flanked.
All right. Then it is going to try and absorb you, engulf you again. So
All right, fingers crossed.
Oh.
Don't be.
Or
Don't
that
be the
doesn't
bad
move
boy.
into his space where he is.
it does.
So would I get attack
You
opportunity
would.
from that?
Aha!
Because you're opposite sides now.
Yes.
Let's resolve that
So-
first.
Yep. Warrior opportunity attack.
Nat 20.
No fucking way. Roll your damage.
Did
Bitch.
already.
Jesus.
Plus 2, so that's 19 damage.
It's plus 2, you didn't need to damage. I'm fucking like the barbarian. Right?
You knew
Fuck.
what you were getting into with the barbarian.
Alright, so, yeah. Definitely hurt. Still need you to make that dex save, because it ain't dead yet.
Darn it. Oh, thank goodness.
Jesus!
What did he roll? Oh.
Dirty
I'll do
20.
I'll do it indeed.
Okay.
Yeah, my dex saving throw has a +4, so
You know what I just realized? I'm assuming you want to be pushed 5 feet back,
yep.
so it's staying flanked. So you
Yep.
know what I just realized? I could be wrong. Does engulf count as an action, or is it just its movement? Because
It counts as its action. It's attempting to move and attack essentially at the same time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But
Yeah, that'd be super weird because you'd just be able to do it over and over again.
Exactly.
right,
And that
which
would
is
make it
why
OP.
it's weird. Well, it's also they only have 15 feet of movement, so it's not like.
Right.
But
That'd be crazy,
Right.
though.
You said they have 15 feet of movement. I'm only slightly faster than a gelatinous cube.
all right. Back around to you, Ashfor.
Hurry, it's slowly gaining on you.
Is it
you.
is it a trying
Run.
to eat him right now, or is there anyone in the way?
No, you're off to the. No, you can. You have a clean shot.
Cool. I'm going to attempt said clean shot.
Go ahead, roll the hit.
That's a nat 20.
Roll with advantage? No, it's fine. It's dead. You don't even have to roll damage.
But I'm going to anyway.
Let's see how much he kills it by.
Double its health. It has 6 HP. It has 6
Cool.
HP.
Yeah.
You kill it. No chance of coming back.
Does it have a core?
It does.
So my shot,
Were
right?
you aiming for the core specifically?
Because it's a nat 20 and it's a kill shot, I'm gonna say that what I shoot is the core, and it like pierces through it, shatters perfectly, and the slime just dissipates to the floor.
No
Because
trophy from this thing.
you found I this is a homebrew rule I kind of make. A lot of monsters that are normal all have some sort of gimmick that will allow you to harvest them that isn't in normal D&D. If you destroy the core before killing the cube itself,
I wouldn't. Yeah, don't do that because Ash 4 can use a lot of the stuff we can get out of that thing.
I'm
So
aware.
then I don't, because I didn't know that was
Hold on.
not a rule in your.
Hold on. Because you destroyed the core before the cube, it doesn't dissipate. It just flattens. But it is still there. And dead. The core is shattered, but the slime itself does not evaporate, so you can get gelatinous cube jelly if you have something to put it in. And you don't mind taking some acid on your hands.
I have alchemist supplies.
Yep. So that comes with vials, I believe, correct?
I'm assuming it does. It doesn't specifically say vials in it, but it says special tools to pursue a crafter trade.
Sure, we'll say you can get like a small vial. You have enough for a small vial of this resource. But yes,
Okay.
I will also, until you do it on accident or you figure it out, I will not tell you what these things are that will allow you to harvest resources from them. Most things, it will be easy. right? Like, for example, if you want dragon scales, you have to physically work on cutting off the dragon scales, right? That just makes sense. But I would not have told you about the jelly cube core unless you specifically asked me, is there anything inside the jelly cube? Which is a very common thing to ask about jelly cubes, right? Because jelly cubes keep the remains of things it kills for a while.
Inside, yeah, you're right. I didn't think about that.
This one did not have anything in it, other than its core.
That's
So-
good. Means no one died. Hopefully, maybe.
Not
Oh,
recently.
probably just the fish in that body of water it crawled out of.
So, okay.
Add item vial.
Combat is over.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Careful playing out whole songs, you might get flagged.
Brian's recording, guys.
How do I spell gelatinous?
GELATINOUS.
Yeah. You could just type in jelly cube jelly. I would accept that.
I just have a vial with notes saying it contains gelatinous cube jelly.
Sure. The Oblex, on the other hand, you just obliterated. It's nowhere. It's
Oh no,
I-
it's on his clothes.
It's
no,
on
it,
the-
it evaporated.
Josh,
Yes.
for roleplay reasons, I am reloading my gun.
Okay. Fine.
And then
You now have all
I-
8 bullets back in your gun.
I am casting Healing Word on myself.
Healing word.
So I can recover 6 health.
Cool. Very good. Proud of you.
Thanks, Dad. I'm back to where I started the fight at.
All right. So, now that that is done, you notice as
Josh. Josh, real quick, because I have so few spell slots to begin with, the Hunter's Mark is by concentration up to an hour. So if the next encounter we come to is within an hour, let me know because my Hunter's Mark will still be active.
Sure, I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
An hour and 1 minute later. All right, next encounter.
Son of a...
That would be.
So, as you begin walking, you notice that it is still eerily quiet. And because you did get that nat 20 perception earlier, Matt, I will tell you that by looking around for a minute after that combat encounter, you see several other pools of water, like swampy, just murky, like puddles, probably like groundwater, mud stuff. And you see several other slimes, and they're all in the distance. They're all like living in these pools. None of them seem to be really moving or giving a shit. They're just kind of chilling, and you see them sort of under the surface, not formed.
Slimes are territory predators. Unless you come within their predatory range, they really don't pay attention to you.
All right, well, that's not canon D&D, but he's the hunter, and we're gonna say, yup, canonically in my world now, slimes are territory.
Sure, whatever you say,
Oh, I'm
Magic Man.
hearing. So what I'm hearing is, it's time to
I'm
hunt some
trying-
slimes.
I mean,
If you
want
wanted to take the time, I will throw more jelly cubes at you. However,
Yes.
I will say that because you can now, you know what you're looking for, you could see that some of these pools have much more than one Oblex or one gelatinous cube.
Mhm.
There are many of them scattered around you in murky pools.
I see.
If we kill too many slimes, we might get the king slime, and we might
Yeah.
unlock an NPC.
Or we may just get murdered by slimes. That's always
Wait, hold on. I have to.
There's that
I
one
have to.
too.
Hold on, wait. I have to write something down. King slime. Okay, continue.
Wait. Did you not know about the king slime thing?
I may or may not. No, I've completely planned for a king slime to be in the area this entire time. I don't know what you're talking about. Continue. Do what you're gonna do.
Okay, Ash 4, if you want to hunt for components in these things, we can do so. It's just we don't want to cause too much of a scene, otherwise
Yeah.
we will draw all of their
We want to
attention.
pick off the weak ones if we do.
Or just the choice ones that you can see have something you want.
I don't have any more vials on me, so I can't harvest any more slime juice.
I wasn't necessarily referring to just the slime.
Yeah, there might be stuff in some slimes.
I mean, if we would like to attempt to do some looting, I won't say no.
I will
That's all
tell
I'm
you
saying.
guys. Hold on. I will tell you guys. I did say earlier the vegetation is thick in here. You can move between the trees in the forest, but it is still very thick. It is still very hard to see everything. And you also these forests are known to, if you stray too far off the path, are known to throw shit at you. You know for a fact, you heard the stories of people who get greedy hunting the woods, go too deep in, and do not come back out.
That's why I was suggesting that we pick and choose the targets.
So that's me as a DM warning you, if you go too deep into these woods, things will get more difficult the deeper you go. So you guys are more than welcome to, and actually I may even, at certain points, depending on how long you guys stay in this forest, before and after the interaction with Zed, I might encourage you guys to go exploring the forest and testing your luck a little bit. I may even, depending on if you guys decide to take the time, give you an early level up for the experience and stuff. But it is risky.
Here's what I suggest. Let's deliver our thing to Zed, take a good rest, and then if we're feeling adventurous, we'll try to
idea.
push our luck.
Yeah.
That sounds like a fair idea.
Actually, I have a suggestion, because I am fully capable of doing this. We could, with proper preparation time, set traps for them and lure them into the traps to where we don't even have to fight them, essentially.
What would trap a slime though? Like they
Well,
don't
slimes,
care.
they're not smart, so any kind of pitfall will work.
Can do slimes climb like walls?
Nope.
Is that something they
Nope.
can do?
No.
All right,
I'm
well,
gonna
I mean,
say no.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
I guess.
They
say no.
don't have a climb.
If you'd like to take the time to just dig a pitfall and hope you don't irritate any slimes in the area before then, and then come back later, I don't see why you couldn't do that. I would allow that.
Yeah, I would be down for that.
That's exactly
shovels
what
and
I'm saying.
adventuring gear, I believe, in like normal adventuring pack, I believe, is like rope, shovel, and
I'll
some other thing.
say at least one of you has a shovel. Why the fuck not? You guys
I can
can pick
dig.
who has it, but you know. Okay, so Oleg goes and you dig a large hole in the ground, just big enough for a jelly cube. And it's right near one of the pools. We'll say you don't irritate any of them nearby because you're not messing with the pool itself.
We need bait though.
What
Yeah, I don't know
about
what to tell you about that.
jelly slime?
We might just have to come back later and see if anything is in it.
You
I don't know.
guys-
Wait. I have an idea.
Here.
Yep.
I have an idea. Josh,
Yes.
if I were to take my corpse flower to the bottom of the pit and let it sprinkle some of its pollen, do you think the pollen would attract them?
No.
Okay, well, it was an idea.
Yeah, good idea.
You do, however,
just-
recall that you have a very loud, obnoxious, and possibly living creature in a basket on your back, Oleg, that keeps hissing and growling.
No. I do not approve of that.
Aw.
I mean, it's money on my back technically, so like, probably not.
Wait, okay,
Well,
hear me
okay.
out. Could I alchemically produce something that would be delicious smelling to jelly cubes with the resources in the surrounding area?
You really want to put that alchemy shit together. You know what? I need you to roll. There's going to be a series of rolls here.
Okay.
I need a nature check from you.
Okay, give me a.
And I'm going to tell you in advance, you have to make at least a 15 with this nature check.
I'm gonna see if I'm proficient.
That's a dirty 20.
Never mind,
Okay.
doesn't matter.
You see plenty of ingredients now. Make me a medicine check.
Yeah, I'm not proficient in that. So.
At
That's
least a
going to
14.
be a 17.
Perfect.
Nice.
You believe that with your alchemical knowledge and your knowledge of brewing and your knowledge of the local flora and fauna, and with the help of your compatriots, both muscle and knowledge of terrain from each compatriot, you could gather enough resources to possibly make a sort of synthetic bait for jelly cubes. Yes.
Nice.
You
Okay.
will have to mix in the jelly cube jelly you just got, though.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you take the time to do this? Because this may take a while.
I asked the group before I do that. Is this okay?
I think it's a great idea.
I'll keep watch just in case.
Well, I'll say it's a great idea because my next guess was to have one of you bleed in the pit.
I mean, I guess. But, okay, so if you're deciding to do that, we're going to say it takes you guys a couple hours to gather all the stuff for you to get all the right amounts for the alchemical reaction and stuff. Yeah, okay. So you make this thing, and then you sort of like just sprinkle it and pour it in the bottom of the hole. And I'm assuming you guys just sort of walk off?
Yeah.
And start heading... Okay, so you walk back onto the road, and you go to Zed's cabin. And you hear less animals than you did when you first entered as you get deeper into the forest. And you notice, despite it being dark, you can tell it is getting darker, probably because beyond the tree line, the sun is getting lower. So you assume it is probably dinner time, maybe even a little later than that right now. And it won't be long before sunset, as you continue to walk. And you've spent several hours by this point, and you've been walking. You've taken a couple water breaks. There's nothing really eventful. Maybe you see like a deer side, maybe like a wild boar every once in a while, or chipmunks, just animals in general. That you see many plants, a lot of vegetation. You see a whole lot of different, like you saw those swampy, murky piles earlier. You see something that almost looked to be, like maybe like a stomping ground for deer off to the side. Like you see a lot of general wilderness areas as you go, very diverse stuff, until finally you hear a crunching, as if something stepped and crushed something off in the distance to the right in the forest. It's very dark over there, and you don't see anything. But you do hear it as if something is walking closer to you, crunching in the leaves.
Okay, from the sound of the footfall, can I determine a general size or distance? Is it clear enough for me to determine that?
I would say it's about 70 feet away and it's approaching at a normal pace. Nothing. It's not running at you or anything.
Does it sound like average forest creature size, like medium, or does it sound like it's bigger?
It just sounds like a creature.
Okay.
It's not shaking the ground, if that's what you're like. It's not.
Right. I don't see trees moving. It's not shaking the ground, etc., etc.
No, it's stepping into with intention.
Oh, that's not good though.
It knows where it's going. It sounds like it has a destination. Sure.
Guys, let's just fall back and see what this is before.
You each get an action, or I would allow you to prepare an action just in case if you'd like to do that.
Okay. Is it still?
Sorry, go ahead.
Is it still within that hour?
You see it. No, because you spent a couple hours after that getting
That's right.
resources.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. I'm just trying to keep myself fair here and not, use my spells when they're not active. Okay, my action though.
I'll probably prepare a javelin throw.
Okay.
In case it's an enemy.
So you guys are preparing to attack if it decides to come at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you all sort of take your defensive stances, getting ready, and all of a sudden you hear a.
Wait. I was actually gonna use something.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to use the Ranger's Primeval Awareness ability. I will, as an action, you can expend one of your Ranger spell slots 1 minute per level of the spell to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of you or within 6 miles if you are in your favored terrain.
That's good news.
Okay.
So is it any one of those things?
It doesn't say you get specifics. It just says you can sense if those are within 6 miles. Yes.
Well, am I detecting that there's one of those in that direction?
You're detecting several auras that go under those classifications within a 6 mile radius. Yes.
Right, but the closest one to me, is it the thing that's moving? I'm trying to determine if the thing is moving one of those creatures.
Does it tell you which direction you know it is?
I don't think it's supposed to give you specifics like that.
It doesn't tell you the direction, but since I can hear it, I can zone in on its direction using sound.
Because it is your favored terrain, I'll allow you to know that this thing coming toward you, everything you're sensing is further away.
Okay.
So, no, this does not trigger any of those things.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
I mean, I'd say that is good.
So, as you go, you hear a growling, but it's not a anger growl. It's a defensive growl. And as it comes out of the darkness, you see a bear, a grizzly that is hurt.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
And it is limping toward you, and it is sort of snarling and whimpering. And it stops, maybe like 40 feet away from you.
Are you proficient in animal handling and medicine as a ranger?
I was just about to say, do you mind if I roll a animal handling to get closer to determine how it's injured? Its injuries can tell me what actually injured it, is essentially what I'm saying.
You can tell from where you're standing, actually, it has a very large crossbow bolt in its hindquarters.
Someone hunting it.
Oh. Yeah, guys, I don't think we have a monster to worry about. Look at the crossbow bolt.
Mm-hmm.
It sees
There's
you and it's staring you down, snarling in a defensive position. But it
Okay,
does not get closer.
We
I
could
would like
probably
to-
keep going, or we could, do something about it.
Listen,
I
we can
would like
adopt
to-
the bear.
Okay, guys, Josh, I would like to attempt to use animal handling to ensure we can pass by the bear without it deciding to attack us. Because
Yeah,
clearly we need
okay.
to find who
Do
shot
it, and you're a ranger. This is your favorite terrain. Roll with advantage. Why not? Just do it. Feeling
Okay.
generous.
For animal handling, right?
Animal handling. Or better yet, roll insight instead.
Okie dokie.
You're trying to figure out whether you can get by this bear and it will attack you. So you're trying to figure out its intent. You can tell that, like, with an... What is it with you in the nat 20s? What the fuck?
I'm not the only one. Oleg over there is
Live to
getting
see
him.
him. Live to see him.
Jesus, guys. You can tell that this thing is more scared than anything. And if you walk away, it will cower in its spot. It's taking a defensive position.
Okay, but as we pass it, I'm gonna drop a little like trail ration near it so it has food to heal. You know,
Okay.
I am a ranger.
So
Respect
you drop a ration on, and as you go to step away, the person with the readied action deeper into the forest unleashes his crossbow bolt, and it pierces the bear right in the eye, and the bear falls over dead.
That's
Oh, son of a bitch! Where is he?
And you hear a gruff, old, raspy voice go, "Booyah, baby! Bullseye!" And stepping out of the woods with a crossbow obscenely large for a normal man over his shoulder is a man with an obscenely large crossbow who he looks older, salt and peppery, very grizzled, very you see he's got plenty of scars on his face. He's wearing what can almost be described as a weird amalgamation of both metal and leather sort of armors. And he has a cloak, a flowing brown cloak that you guys can see emanates an aura of some, like it's a actual physical aura of almost, it looks like it's constantly flowing almost pollen or dust of some kind.
interesting.
And he walks right up to the bear, pulls both his bolts out, sticks them in his storage, and he takes the crossbow, attaches it to his back, and he picks the bear up and throws it fireman style over the back of his neck. And he looks at you guys with this massive bear and this massive crossbow. And he goes, travelers. Thanks for keeping her occupied. Been hunting this baby all day.
I don't believe that I know of you. What is your name, good sir?
Me? Oh. Wait. We got a Warforge, Goliath. Ah, you guys must be them God Chosens, the new one.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, the name's Zed. I live here. I heard all about you already. Why don't you come on to my cabin? I'll show you. And how you can join me for some food. This baby will be good eating. And without even
Good
waiting
night.
for your response, he just starts walking down the road.
Might as
Yes,
well.
meat's on the menu.
Meat's back on the menu points.
So,
No more ramen.
so he starts to carry this this thing, and he's walking in front of you guys. And he sort of shouts behind him at you guys, and he says, "Man, y'all is one ragtag-looking group. Even back in my day, we didn't look as diverse as you do. Ah, damn fucking kids and their diversities."
Oh no, Zed's a boomer.
That is a boomer, yes.
He's held.
So which you guys know which god is like your what do they call them nowadays? They all patrons now or whatever.
Mine is Dionysus, correct? That is, yes. My
Yes.
sponsor is Dionysus, actually. And I'm not too sure about the other two.
I have a god.
I don't think the other two know.
Yeah. Maybe
sponsor.
mine's the arm god, the one I met in the
Yeah, the one you threw up on.
Fucking helm.
Yeah, helm,
Helm.
possibly.
It could be the truth and lie lady. You have a
Maybe. Yeah.
you have a statue.
I still stand by my comment of I have a god.
But yeah, every god chosen's got one of them guys being your sponsor. It's how you get all your fancy powers. Well,
I have
you probably ain't
powers?
got none of those yet.
Me, I'm
will,
just
don't
angry.
Is his power racial prejudice?
Oh god. God damn it.
Best thing of Zed's power is racial prejudice. That's yes, his God-given power is racism. The
So he was a
power of
white man.
the power of actually, you aren't quite sure he's entirely human.
Uh-oh, is my aberration tingle going off?
No.
Okay,
But,
You're not calling it
you guys have-
Operation Tingle.
You guys have heard legends, right? Because Zed was a god chosen, and one of the most famous ones, along with his group. And there are many rumors that Zed has something related to the Fae. There's also some that he may even be like a celestial, or there's a lot of rumors to exactly what Zed is, and all of them, 99% of them include more than human.
well, seeing as how I had that primeval awareness going and he didn't detect as any of that list above, that means they're rumors.
Correct. Which you would know that.
He could
But
be
the other two
blessed
might
by
not.
something like that, though, couldn't he? Theoretically.
It is possible that him being a god chosen, that may be one of these powers that he was talking about, that being having a god choose you gets you, is maybe being undetectable.
There's also
Oh.
These are possibilities that you guys have. You do not know.
so in other words, it could be a rumor or he could be the entire list and we just don't know it.
Yes. Exactly. You do know that most be able to hold that crossbow on his back, plus lift a giant grown grizzly bear over his shoulders, fireman style.
I don't know. I think Oleg could do it.
I don't think Oleg could. Might be a bit much. Maybe.
Give me a few more levels. Give me a few levels and I
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe a few levels. Maybe he has to activate his giant stuff to do all that with.
Oh,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was gonna
giant
say.
shit? I could probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I used it.
But-
You know, you just rage count as large. You're already technically a size
I
category.
technically
bigger.
already do count as large. I am large when I rage. It's not I count as large. I am large. I
Well,
turn
then there you
into
go.
a giant, literally,
So
when I
Well,
rage.
you get one size category larger, so that makes lifting it easier.
So as you guys continue walking, Zed is just kind of like talking, boomer talk, like back in my day, and you guys are just kind of listening. You're not really, unless you want to listen, and then I'll come up with a rant for him. But I don't think
Nah, we
he's
can just,
saying anything of interest to you guys per se.
yeah. He's just doing boomer talk. Got it.
Yeah, boomer complaining as he walked, but he continues to walk, and finally you see a little trail off to the side, and he takes that path, and through a clearing, you come to Corpse Flower Farm. Or a Corpse Flower Farm. You see several rows of gardens that are corpse flowers, and they all seem to be fully matured and with an array of colors. And sort of like, as you go, they all sort of like get you, and they sort of like shimmy themselves in place as their heads follow you. And they specifically seem to be looking at your pet.
That's what I figured.
Your pet corpse flower. And your corpse flower seems to be almost shimmering back while it sits on your shoulder.
I will.
You assume they're communicating.
Yes, and in which case, I'm guessing we're on a road of some kind or a path.
You're essentially on. So in front of you, after all these gardens, are the steps leading up to a very modest log cabin. It's not massive. You think maybe it's got like a living room, a bedroom, a bathroom. Like it's not big.
Well, I wasn't trying to do anything complicated. I was just going to walk so that the corpse flower is closer to them, since it seems to be talking to them. You know, so it's not having to shout so they can hear it.
You don't see. You lean in a little closer. Don't seem to see any difference in how they're ruffling their petals, I guess.
Okay, fine. I was just trying to be nice to my corpse flower.
That's funny.
And I'm sure if they could talk to you, they'd tell you they appreciate it. But you don't seem to see any difference, because they're sort of like alongside you. Like if you bent down, put your hand down, you could touch the corpse flowers. Like the path it's a little footpath, a nice little walkway. You notice that among the corpse flowers are many other plants, and these gardens are tended with care, like the utmost care. Like it looks like these plants are taken care of almost even better than those at Corpse Flower Farm. Like Zed would have to spend days, hours of days just in the gardens working on them.
Can I just roll a casual nature check as we're walking past these flowers?
Sure. What are you trying to determine?
I'm just looking at the plants, seeing if there's any rare ones, just admiring it with a professional's respect.
You see, so out of all these plants, there are some you don't recognize, and there are some very common ones. There's also, excuse me. There's also, there's also several that you do know, but you've only seen in books. They are very rare. Every single plant in these gardens appear to be decorative, or plants that are used at, like, they're flowered. They're they're decorative plants. None of them have any real function. They're all just very pretty. They are used show gardens, like that type of stuff. There's
In other
no-
words, he has
Flowers.
There's
in other
no
words, he
vegetables.
basically
There's
has like a
no.
royal garden.
Yeah,
As someone who's an alchemist and a brewer, even if they don't have any perfected use, like someone who I imagine that Ashford would absolutely have, like if he had his own house, would have a beautiful garden just because he respects that. And like if you were to look at him, you would see nothing more than like
the
a
only
respectable gaze towards him.
the only thing you know of is that many of these, like the more common ones, like you see some lilacs and lavender and stuff, could be used maybe to make like dyes or like a scented soap type ordeal. But other than that, there's really nothing
Yeah.
functional. But yes, it is very impressive. Very impressive garden to people who know what an impressive garden would look like.
Yeah, like Ashford absolutely, like some of the flowers he doesn't know, goes like, I've never seen that before. And he kind of takes out a notebook maybe and like does like a rough sketch real quick and then like follows along.
Sure. You notice that this is in a clearing as well, and you notice that it is above you. Like the sun is setting. You can't even see the sun on the horizon because there's still trees around you, but you see the orange in the sky. So Zed walks up his steps, and you see he walks in sort of sideways, the bear, in his front door, and he says, "Come on in." And he turns the corner. He throws the grizzly bear on what can only be described as a butcher's table, just inside the door against the wall. And he smacks it on the ass and goes, "Oh yeah, she's a beaut." And as you walk into his cabin, you see it's like just filled with shelves and like stands and stuff of just random shit. And you notice he has like a little desk in the back corner, as well as several like random things, from weapons to shields to armor, random armor pieces to everything hanging on the wall. It looks like an emporium in here, a messy emporium,
Interesting.
but you know this to be Zed's infamous cabin pawn shop in the woods,
Hell yeah.
where you can find something as dumb as a mood ring that changes, that detects the mood of other people around. Or you can find something, you've heard of people finding old legendary items that were just in the bottom of a fucking free barrel. Zed just collects shit.
That'd be fun.
So,
Oh, we have something to deliver to him, shouldn't we? We should probably do that.
yep. So anyway, before you do that, he slaps the thing on the ass, and he says, "I'll get to that in a minute. So, allow me to introduce myself." And he sort of does like this very lazy sort of bow, and he says, "The name is Zed. I am a former god chosen, just like the lot of y'all. And I knew you'd be coming this way. I kind of, hear things, etc. And I wanted to offer y'all, because it's late, some lodging for the night. It won't be anything comfortable. You'd have to make some room in the barn out back, but currently there's nothing. I made sure it was nice and clean for y'all if y'all did want to sleep in there tonight and not camp out in the woods. And please, let me cook y'all a very nice stew."
I
Could do
do
it, Stu.
appreciate a good stew.
And he says, "Go ahead, look around, ask me any questions. I am open, ready, willing, and able in more ways than one."
Can I roll would it be perception to look around?
Depends. What are you trying to perceive?
I make a shopping roll.
Useful equipment or weapons.
No. Everything is so strewn. Everything is so. It would be. It's luck. It's pure luck. I do have several tables over here. You do know
Sure, I'll
that
roll luck.
you do notice that there are several areas. It looks like maybe like there's, for example, a barrel of free, and it looks jewelry, like only jewelry, and it's a big barrel of just the stuff. And you notice a lot of things like that. You do, like I said, you mix match pieces of armor, weapons on the walls. You do notice he has a little lockbox on that desk as well. You're assuming for money, which means he does, in fact, he does do more than just trading. He does also take cash transactions, which means he could also buy things
Interesting.
from you, possibly, if you had something to sell. Or again, he does do trading. That is something that is known about his little emporium.
Get rid of your screaming friend.
I know. I've mentioned that. Need to get rid of him.
Sorry, screaming friend? Oh, right. The
yeah.
hissing, growling, yeah.
Yeah.
We got this for you.
I throw it like a fucking football at him. Not really, but it would be really funny.
So you take the wicker basket backpack off your back, and you sort of like present it to him, and he goes, and it's like as you take it off your back and carry it, you notice it starts to kick. It wants out of the damn basket, and it's hissing and growling. He's like,
Sounds like a him problem.
"Oh, did you get this from baby? I remember when she was just a wee lass." Well, all right then. Good delivery. Huh? Oh, well, if that bear's our dinner, then this is my flowers' dinner. Come on, I'll show you. And he takes the basket out of your hands and he walks out the front door. And you notice as he approaches the garden with the basket, all the corpse flowers uproot themselves and begin walking all around him. They begin swarming him, nipping at the basket in his hands. And he's like, all right, chill out, you little shits. Eat up. And he undoes the latch and chucks the basket off just a little ways away. And out from the basket is a very, 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 very large rat.
Oh.
Like when I say very large, I mean the size of a dog.
That's awful.
And the corpse flowers begin to eat this thing and attack it. And
I figured.
Does my corpse flower look like he's hungry?
You can't tell, but the corpse flower is looking directly at you.
I will sit him down so he can eat as well.
As soon as you sit him down, he sprints into the group and starts devouring with the other corpse flowers. And it's also not pretty. Like they're not good. Like they're messy. They're ripping this thing. It is screeching. It's not a pretty sight. Corpse flowers are, yeah. So they're very pretty to look at.
I've seen worse.
And then this, nature taking its course. But he says, that was a big one. She must have worked really hard to get that, or at least made her zombies work really hard for that. Creepy things. Well, I guess I owe y'all some money then. Question for me. Shoot, Metal Man.
You wouldn't happen to have any way for me to be able to communicate with that corpse flower, would you?
It's a very good question. I might have something. We'll talk more after dinner, though.
I would
Come
take
on,
that in
come on, come on.
exchange for money.
He just gestures for you to come in while the other corpse flowers feed. And
I will follow in.
you walk in, and he leaves the door to the cabin cracked. And all you hear outside as you're walking back in is just the ripping and tearing of the rat flesh. And it's gross. So anyway, you continue, and you're talking, and Zed begins skinning, cutting up. He begins prepping the bear. And he moves with this precision that is very clear that of someone who's hunted their entire life. This is his craft for sure. And he's going through, he's skinning the thing, and he says, "So, something to talk to a corpse flower. Well, I know I've known many a mage in a day who can use a spell. I might have a around. That whole bin over there has a bunch of scrolls. You can try your luck in it. See if I got one for speaking with plants over there."
Okay.
And he points to a barrel similar to the one with jewelry, except does look like it is just scrolls.
And of course, I can only read the ones that are written for rangers and druids.
I think scrolls are anybody can use.
Correct. A
As long as you
scroll,
do magic
as long as you
spells.
hold the scroll, you should be able to cast the spell.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot. That actually is old school D&D as well. I always
Correct.
forget that.
So, yeah, no, yeah. So yes, you can do a spell. That's, I will say, scrolls do have charges. Normally they are a time use. Sometimes I may give you specify it as a few uses, but
Basically, what you're saying is that, like, instead of all the magic fading in one casting, it's kind of like little bits and pieces fade here and there with each casting until it's gone.
sure. So would you like to roll on the table to see what you get out of the scroll bin?
Yes. So is it just going to be a?
I need
custom-
you to roll a D100.
Aha. Good old percentiles.
gotta
Question
pull up
for
my
you,
list.
Josh. Are we all going to be able to roll one time? Is that what we're doing? Just wanting to.
So he offered the scroll in exchange for the payment from the
Ah, I
from the flower for Jaeger. So the other two of you are still just going to get a payout unless you would like to try and make a similar thing deal with. And he seems very agreeable to that.
Guys,
You
I
got
just want
an
to say this
85.
I was going to say out of game real quick, guys, the opportunity to get something really cool and random from Zed instead of gold
That's
is
why
probably
I
a
was
lot better
wanting
than
to
gold.
look through
So,
something too. We could-
and remember, there is a jewelry thing that says free on it. There's also a
Well, I'm going to
free
that later.
little tiny box on the shelf above that crate of jewelry, that barrel of jewelry. It's like a little tiny like shoebox filled almost, and it looks like it has cards, trading card or tarot cards or like any sort of
Oh
card.
my god, it could have
in
the
it.
fucking one cards in it. Oh my god, what are those cards called?
They also say free. That box also says free.
Interesting.
They're either the cursed tarot set or they're the real
Yeah.
tarot set. Either way, they're random and crazy.
Yeah, they're cool.
So
Can I ask
with
him if I could...
85,
Sorry. That's really
you
good.
find a scroll with another one stuck to it.
Oh, 2 for 1.
Yes. But as you unfurl one scroll, you notice So for the record, you got very. I'm giving it to you. You got very lucky. So I did have 84 as a random, essentially a situational speak with animals, speak with plants, etc. spell. You got 85. So I'm just gonna give you. You find 2 scrolls, and it looks to be speak with plants twice.
Yay.
However, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Perception.
You need to make at least a 22 on perception.
Don't fail me now. I got a +4, so son of a gun.
No, that's an 18. Yep, speak with plants, both of them.
As far as I know.
You got 2 uses of the spell. Yep.
Can I ask him if I
gonna
can
let
look through
Robert go
the
first.
weapon, or if there is like a weapon barrel or something?
Zed does agree that if there is something in the shop you want and he deems it of equal value, then sure.
All right, might as well give it a good old look.
And this is for all of you. Otherwise, before you leave, he'll paid.
Yeah. Okay. How do I? So I go to dice. Oh,
I am
okay.
just gonna straight up ask Zed. So I use a revolver, and I pull out my revolver and I show it to him. I said, I use a revolver as my main weapon. I was wanting to know if you had anything that might go well with this.
A gun. I don't see a lot of guns coming. And you see him sort of like stop prepping the bear for a second. He actually has to think about this one. And he says, I might have something. Go look at, and he points to a very random shelf, and there's a very random, almost like tin, like you'd see sardines come in or something on it, and he says, open that up for me. I think that's got something for you.
I'm gonna go do that.
And as you open this little tin, and you peel back the thing, you see what can only be described as bullets shaped like sardines.
What?
They are like little like fish, and they smell really bad like fish. But it says on the tin, bullet sardines. So these are
Oh,
bullets.
that's how you do a D100. I see.
I just want to point out the UN ruled against biological warfare, Josh.
Back in my day, we didn't have no UNs. We had a war.
I look at Zed and I go, what the fuck are these?
You asked if I had something for guns. You didn't ask if there was anything any good. I don't even know what they are. I just know they're bullets, and bullets go in guns. So
You could see if he
Have
can
at
just give you them for free, Nate. Maybe he might, since he doesn't know what they do either.
he doesn't know what 90% of the stuff in his shop does. He just knows it's cool. Maybe it has a magic effect.
I get that they're cool, and I know they'd be useful, but I think on principle, my character would be like, what the actual fuck? I am not putting this in my gun. And I'm going to cast Mending to close the lid, and I'm going to put it back, and I'm going to go, I'll just take my payment in gold.
You don't want the sardine bullets?
I don't
I had
want
a whole
the
thing
sardine
for these.
I don't want the sardine bullets.
Okay.
Josh,
Find
can I
a
ask you
way to
question?
make you use sardine bullets.
Do
Anyway,
you have armor that's considered clothing in your world, or no?
Yeah, it's called my skin.
you'll have to elaborate on that with.
So,
Give me an example.
armor that is considered clothing and not armor, because it would still go with my unarmored defense if it's technically clothing, because I can wear clothing.
So
armor.
specifically, you're looking for like the Baldur's Gate 3, how they have clothing items that work with barbarians and shit like that,
Yes, kind of like that. Yeah.
and give you abilities. Yeah,
And
yeah.
avoid the arcane spell failure.
I could make, I could make some stuff like that. Yes.
Okay. I was just asking. So you don't have any
Um,
on hand. I won't look for armor then. I was just asking.
I do not.
Okay, that's fine.
But now that you've
It's
told me
usually not
you
something.
like something like that, I could come up with some ideas for down the line.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Um,
Thank you. Then I will ask him if he has any pole arms or like lances or something, or where if there's an area I should look for those.
There's also ring of protection and bracers of armor and all that other fun stuff.
Right. Those are free. We can look through those for free, though, it says. So we can do that.
True.
So
Yeah, I'm just looking for the payment thing. Right now.
if you would like, and yeah, rings, maybe bracers aren't jewelry, so those would be their own
Yeah,
thing.
those would be harder to find. That's a good idea.
Well,
I forgot about
I was
bracers.
giving suggestions
But,
that weren't armor, but give an armor bonus.
Yeah.
Um, I have essentially a whole bunch of tables here.
Yeah.
For it's so. You, tell me what type of. Do you want a weapon? Do you want a
Weapon.
armor? Do you
I'll
want?
do weapon.
Okay. You could also. Do you want like a potion? Do you want you? I have a whole trinket thing that doesn't really fall into any category.
That's neato.
So you would like a weapon?
Give him Stern Brightblade's lance.
Roll a d100.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
Alright. I just want to see what I pull up. I might not even get it.
You don't have to get it. It's just what you find
44.
lying around that parts you're interested in. Or on my weapons list. Hold on. Huh.
Huh?
Huh.
What's huh mean?
It's really not something you can.
I'll still look at it. What is it?
Oh, but it's something I made, a homebrew thing I made for a character a very long time ago. Not a very long time ago, but it's
So you're finally getting to use something unused?
no, I used it.
Oh.
Give me a second. Oh no, I'm sorry. What did you roll? Did you roll 44?
44.
I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at 45. No, see you got you did get something very interesting and homebrew.
Oh. Okay.
And it's something I specifically made for a character. You wouldn't know the character.
Yeah.
Neither of you would. Nate. It was what's his name? L's character, his chakra.
No, really?
So you have found two bladed sort of rings.
Huh.
And they are chakrams. They are called the chakram of the Icekin.
They're really cool.
They seem to be emanating a cold mist. And
they're a monk item.
they seem to be emanating a cold mist around them, and off the metal times, and the edges, despite this normally being a bladed weapon, like having sharp round edges, they seem to be rounded. Yeah.
Interesting.
So if you would like
not
to,
something my character would use, but still cool.
Yep.
I don't think any of you guys would use these items, correct?
So for the record,
actually-
they act for mechanical purposes. These act similarly to boomerangs.
Oh, interesting.
I I tell him,
That
hey,
could
can I see
actually
those
be
real quick?
useful for a ranger, actually.
Yeah, I'm a thrown weapon master.
He
Yeah, if
does
you
like
want
throwing
to.
weapons, so.
If you want, take a look. I'll go ahead and hand them off to you.
Yeah, just let me take a peek at them real quick and
Yeah,
see.
go ahead.
These things are definitely not free, though. So if you don't plan on
Yeah.
using your take something for the store thing on these chakrams, one of you will have to buy them. If you want them.
Okay.
Trade for them as well. You can still do
Yeah.
that.
I would like to
I
dip
mean,
my hand into the thing of jewelry to gotcha some jewelry out.
yeah.
It's a gotcha game.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be willing to give these to you if you give me an IOU.
I was just about to say, if we find something, if I find a really good lance or something like that, it'll go
Yeah, that'd be
straight to you.
sick.
Okay.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd be
Well,
down.
then, Matt, you should be able to go into your inventory, hit manage inventory, and then search for chakram of the ice kin and add them.
I can also use them technically
You could.
if I need to, but
They're
I think
just a
you would be
throw.
more
They're
suited
just
for
a
them.
throwing
Yeah.
weapon, but
Yeah.
that do cold damage.
Yeah, and then Natsu and jewelry. So what you said there was two different free things. There was one was jewelry. What was the other one?
The
What?
tarot cards.
I'll
Yes,
take a look at
jewelry,
those after Nate
scrolls, and
does
cards.
his
Or not scrolls.
jewelry
Scrolls
thing.
cost money, but they're cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So jewelry and like cards. For the record, I also forgot you're Frost Giant, right? That was your thing
Yes.
that you chose was Frost Giants. These chakrams, are also an artifact of Frost Giant. Like these are Frost Giant artifacts. Like they're
Oh,
actually.
that's cool.
I designed them to for a character who also was lived among a tribe of frost giants, and those were like his that he got from them. But no, it's yeah. So it was designed by frost giant smiths. These
Neato.
chakram. Just a little cool thing for you. A little cool lore thing.
All right, Nate. Let's see that D100.
You said it's a
Yep.
pair of them, right?
Yeah. So you get to just add one, and
Yeah,
Okay,
they come in a
just
pair.
add one, but it counts as a pair. Gotcha.
Yeah.
correct.
So how I roll it? Do I just need to click the D10 or D20 button?
No.
10 times?
There's two D10s next to each other, Nate. If you press
Yeah,
the
there's a
D20 on the bottom
D100.
left.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
It took me a minute too.
97.
And that's on the
Nice.
jewelry or the tarot cards?
The jewelry.
Jewelry. He's doing jewelry.
You pull out a silver ring that appears to be etched with like a squiggly line pattern kind of design thing on the side, and it's got a small bead of what appears to be like onyx, like a black crystal or gemstone of some kind on it.
Where did it go?
And do you put it on your finger?
You know-
Yeah?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't. Fuck you. I am going
I'll
to
put it on if
this-
you don't.
It's a free bin, so
I am going to store this ring until I can get it appraised.
Man, no fun.
you're not
Being
just gonna give
smart
it to
and shit.
Oleg?
No, this is my ring, and I'm
I
going
will-
to.
All right.
I will
ring.
tell you, none of these will inherently like kill you or do anything horrid.
Yeah, I figured.
None of them are gonna have god tier stuff because it's a free
Yeah, I
bin.
figured
but
that they at most it's like a ring of protection at most.
that's the high end. It could
Yeah.
be like just like it's a ring that you can alter your weight 5 pounds
Yeah.
higher or lower at any point. Like it's just mundane, stupid shit.
Yeah.
And some
That's
of it
fine.
may be like not bad, but maybe like this one's unfortunate if you wear it. Like maybe it's a ring that does nothing but is just stuck on your finger now.
Oh, Nate, you could always put it on
Like-
while you sleep, so you can tune to it and figure out what it does.
Or I can wait
True.
until I have the spell identify and identify the thing.
Or you can literally just give it to fucking Oleg because he wants to put it, and then you'll know what it does when he puts it
Yeah.
on.
You know what?
'Cause
Here you go,
My
buddy.
character don't give a shit. Cool, I put that shit on. It looks neat.
As you put it on, the black crystal turns white, and you let out a massive, horrid fart that shakes
Hell yeah.
everything.
Hell yeah.
And you're pretty sure you just might have shit your pants.
Interesting. I take it off and give it back to him. Cool ring.
You are unable to remove this ring.
Aw. Of course.
I knew it.
That's fine.
Does he
I'll
just
look at
make
tarot
you
cards
whip
now.
your ass?
So, like you did shit your pants. That's
That's fine. I don't have pants. I have a loincloth, so I shit on
you,
the ground.
you defecated on his floor,
That's rough.
and he turns very slowly and looks at you with a death glare, and he points
Jeez.
to a rag and bucket of water in the corner angrily.
Alright, I'll clean it up.
Okay, so after you clean up your own shit, and I'm assuming wipe your ass, you now know that this ring, if you are to, say, attack someone with a weapon attack, or essentially some way that this hand with this ring is touching the weapon, there is a 1 in 20 chance of a dice I will roll behind the scenes that they defecate themselves with them now.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I'll take it.
Your new
You
name.
You can
Your new
literally
name is Oleg
slap
the
the
Raunch.
shit out of someone with this ring. Now,
Hell yeah. I'll take that. Nate, I'll find you a cool card. How about that?
this would have been great for actually fucking what's his name. 'Cause yeah, he would have just. But if he put it on the hand with the statue, the Malar statue, he'd be doing
Yeah.
elemental damage and making people shit themselves. That's why I was chuckling when he got it.
I'm just a natural debuff machine.
That'd actually be pretty cool.
So
Imagine,
Anyway.
imagine getting shot and then you shit yourself.
Alright, here's a
Yes.
D100.
so anyway,
Josh. Oh,
this is for the card thing. A 20.
yeah. 20.
So 20
Makes you shit
Nah.
yourself
in
again.
the cards. Oh.
It's the death
Oh.
card.
Oh.
Oh? What's a nat 20 get me?
You have a. You pick up what looks to be almost like a trade.
Oh, what-
You pick up what seems to be almost like a trading card of sorts, and on it it says Stegosaurus and has a picture of a Stegosaurus on it.
no shot. No shot. It's what I think it is. Hey,
And,
mate, this is yours.
Other
Have
than
a
that,
Stegosaurus.
you're not sure about it.
I'm pretty sure it's literally Stegosaurus.
With
but
this
I'm not.
secret treasure I summon.
Please don't. That would be
There's
bad.
not a single person here who got that reference either.
Oh, you lagged out while you were in the middle of it, so
Yeah.
I said, and I
when
quote,
you say something very loud, you do cut out. Your mic has a monitor in it. Mine
I
has the
said,
same
and I
thing.
quote, with this sacred treasure I summon.
Oh god.
Nope, sorry.
all right. I see.
Exodia, obliterate.
Well, now I can
So,
make people shit themselves, guys. This is awesome.
So since you've picked through the 3 bins and stuff,
Yeah.
you still are. So you got the chakra thing. You got the scrolls. You are getting cash, or you still have until
Nate's
like
getting cash.
tomorrow
Yeah.
to get something from the shop if you end up wanting to.
You could look through armor, Nate.
You could.
See if you find anything
I'll
cool.
roll.
You could also look through weapons to see if
Yeah.
there's something there as well. You could
Look
look
for
through
exposure
potions.
to the
There is literally a potion thing,
And trinkets. Yeah.
and just random trinkets
You
and
don't have
all
to
these other
take whatever you
things.
find. You
I
can
tell
just
you what.
look.
Wait. Look for a silencer.
I don't know if they have those.
Can I look for a silencer?
What would a silencer mechanically do in D&D?
don't-
Well,
It silences the enemy.
No.
Add silence on the enemy when you shoot him.
No.
there you go.
Definitely not. That's no.
What about
What if you
a
made-
scope that gives
hold
him
on.
true
What if
sight?
you made
You know
a
what?
ring with the
You know
spell
what?
silence
You know
and
what?
you put it on your gun?
That whole
so it
silencer
doesn't
that
make
silences
noise.
who you shoot is actually a very clever idea.
Yeah, that's pretty
Not
cool.
right now. It's not. I ain't
Yeah.
giving you guys. You guys are level 3. Fuck off.
Yeah, that would be busted.
So I'm hearing it's a possibility down the line.
We'll see. Anyway, so assuming you guys are holding off that,
Yeah.
after a while, you sort of shoot the shit. You walk around.
I
You go
literally
out
shoot
back.
shit.
You go out back and you check out that barn that he told you about, where you can spend the night, and I assume you will be spending the night. And you go into the barn and you notice that there's really nothing in here. It's a storage shed. He has like a lot of tools and all this other. You notice he has a few armor racks and stuff that has like an old set of armor with a cape on it, as well as a very large tower shield on the armor rack.
Damn.
And you recognize this sort of old knight's armor as the armor you saw Zed wearing in the portrait of the heroes in the Corpse Flower Mansion.
Mm-hmm.
So you know this is storage memories. And in the center of the barn, there's actually a giant hole in the center is a gigantic tree that has glowing blue veins all throughout it, going up the branches into its beautiful bright green leaves that also have veins. This is not a tree you recognize, and I'll just tell you, no matter how many, there's no point in making a check. You've never seen nor heard of this tree before, ever.
Cool tree.
Yeah, there's a couple like little area. It looks like he's sort of with like bedrolls and stuff for you guys. Do you want to interact with anything in here before you
I
go
want
in
to
for
see if
dinner?
I can even pick up that tower shield. I want to see how heavy it is.
Sure. You go over to the tower shield. Make a strength check for me.
Is it considered large?
The shield looks like it's so Zed is the size of like just a big guy. He's a big human, so
Okay.
he's technically medium size. He's not.
Okay, so I can roll with advantage. 19 plus
23.
modifiers. So 23.
So you got a 23. With the 23, you are able to pick it up with your arm and hold it. However, with how heavy and just durable that like this thing, even with all of your strength and all of your, if you have to hold this up for more than a couple minutes, your arm will be dead. It is that heavy.
Figured.
Like
Cool.
you are able to lift it. You would not be able to carry the thing around without suffering. So,
That's cool.
but you are able to lift it, which almost gives like a. I would say that gives you inspiration. You got to lift the hero
Hell
shield,
yeah.
and knowing how. So give yourself an inspiration for that.
Hell yeah.
It's the least I can do after you let me make
How do
you
I
shoot.
add inspiration? Where's that at? Go to add inspiration. Is it in inventory?
Nope. On mobile, it should be next to your hit points.
Yeah, it just says inspiration. I click on it.
Yes. So click on it.
Oh, and it just that means I have it then.
I think so. So it should
Oh.
appear as like a picture on it, like something should happen there. I think. It should like almost appear. I think it's supposed to be like a picture of a sun almost or something when you have inspiration. And then it's blank when you don't.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I'll just
If you
read
can't
it.
figure it out, just
I got-
remember or write it in your notes that you
Yeah.
have an inspiration.
Yeah.
So
So he's inspired and incontinent.
Hell yeah! Let's
Um,
party.
So, yeah, you guys see this tower shield. You do. Yeah, I'm assuming you would see like even Oleg like struggle with the thing a little bit.
Impressive.
So, yeah.
Hell yeah, I'm impressive.
The tower shield also has the emblem. If you guys would like to see if you know this emblem, I would allow you to make a history check. Because this is a very important part of history. So
That's a
I'll see if I
solid
can
10.
a 10, you don't know anything.
You said history?
History.
Alright, let's give it a go.
I don't know shit.
I rolled a nat 1. Or is that...
Nope.
that's
You
fine, I
guys-
believe.
As for you're like maybe you've seen this somewhere before, but other than that, like no, nothing. Nope, none of you know anything.
Okay, yeah.
But it is very prominent on the shield, and it's also on the armor's cloak as well. Very
Maybe
prominent.
it's like, possibly as God, maybe, or something like that?
It could be. You're welcome to try and make a religious check, if you'd like
Ooh, sure.
to see.
Give it a good old random check for religion. 11.
Jesus. Do you want to
We're
try?
a smart bunch.
Nate? Does Ashfor want to try a religion check?
Sure. That's
He's looking at
15.
Oh, okay. Ashfor, you're pretty sure. So at the very least, so none of you know what this symbol. You can confirm it's of no god, Ashfor. This is not of a god you recognize. You don't think it has any religious connotations. You can confirm that.
What about you, Mini Malar?
Oh.
He
His
is asking respectfully.
his neutral look turns into like this big shit-eating grin as he still flips you.
Thanks, Mini Malar.
He really doesn't like you.
I mean, would you like him?
Yeah, so you interacted with the armor. There's still the big tree. You had all the gardening tools.
I
Catch
will.
your
I
eye,
will.
but-
I will study the tree and perhaps even touch it.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you haven't gone for the tree right away.
Well, I was waiting my turn because he was trying to lift that shield, and I wanted to see if he could actually lift it.
Yeah.
I did.
So
I'm happy. I'm a big happy boy.
you go over to the tree and you inspect it. And as I said before, this is unlike anything you've seen before. You've never read about any tree with glowing blue veins throughout it. It's a very almost alien looking to you. It does not set off your aberration sensors. It's not aberrant related. Um, do you touch it?
Yes.
How do you touch it?
I will, I guess,
You just
place an
walk up to
open
it
palm
and
on it.
okay. Which hand?
Well, since I'm probably not expecting it to do anything ill towards me and I'm right-handed, I'll just use my right hand.
Okay. You hold your right hand on it and feel a warmth, a very calming sensation. It's as if it's massaging your soul through you, and it just is very soothing, very calming. And you have never really experienced heightened stress or rage or anything like that. So to have your the emotions you have and already understand quelled and calmed, even as a robot, this is new. This level of calm, this level of level-headed is new for you. Like all of your worries have lifted for just a moment, and then you hear a voice, and this voice just hums a tune. And this tune is almost almost angelic in nature. It's very ethereal. It's very it's beautiful. It's just very, like I said, ethereal. Um, and you're enraptured by it. Do you wish to deny this thing's influence on you? Because if you would like to accept it, I won't make you make a check. But if you're trying to deny it, there is a check to be made, or saving throw.
I'm just going to accept it because this is a new experience to me and it's not hurting me, so I'm just going to allow it.
So to the others around him, he can't see this, but you guys can. You notice that those blue veins begin to grow, not grow, but like almost appear into his arm as if it's flowing into him. As this sort of tune humming reaches its sort of end, you realize that this whole time, despite your eyes being open, you weren't seeing anything. You were almost glazed over, like you weren't. You suddenly are back, and you didn't even realize you were gone. And
I
you
had an out-of-body experience, even though I don't know what that is.
And you look down at your arm, and you notice it seems to be infused with these blue crystals. These blue crystal vein.
That's kind of cool.
And they're almost infused to you as if they are the wiring, very naturally infused into you.
I'm biomechanical. Fuck you.
And you and you feel like this hand is imbued with some sort of power, and you're unclear as to what that is at the moment. But you definitely feel a power running through these veins.
Even though I've probably never felt the compulsion to do this in my life, I'm literally sitting there doing the thing where you like move your fingers as if it's a totally new like somebody's tripping on acid and they're like, "Whoa, my hand."
And you guys all see this. Like you guys see the blue veins.
That's interesting.
Wonder what it does.
Does anyone else want to try touching the tree?
It looks interesting as an alchemist.
You can't pass the opportunity up.
Oh, absolutely. I'll
Okay.
give that wood a good stroke.
Which hand do you try to touch it with?
We're
I'm
gonna
a
go
large
with
statue.
no. We're gonna touch it with the right hand because I don't know what'll happen if I use the left hand.
Are you sure?
You never know; it could get stuck to the tree.
Well, I can't exactly touch the tree with my hand. I'm guessing you said it was in my palm.
Right. You would touch probably like you would touch the statue tree in your palm if you did it with that hand.
I guess we'll do the left hand. We'll try to
It's
we'll
up
touch
to
the
you.
tree.
I'm
We'll
just
touch the tree with my
make
left
sure.
hand.
Okay. As you touch the tree with your left hand, you don't feel as much of a connection as it seemed that Jaeger felt. You also don't sort of go anywhere. You feel that calming sort of. You feel the good vibes in a sense. It doesn't have nearly as much. You do, however, after notice that the statue of Malak is loose and falls to the base of the tree. And as it hits the ground and looks up at you, it looks very unpleased.
It worked.
And it begins to. And the roots of the tree itself begin to sort of form up and wrap around the statue and pull it underground with them. And that statue is now gone.
Woo! I'm gonna walk away from the tree and go to bed. Nothing will happen because of this.
Well,
I might just touch it to see what happens. I don't think Oleg is. I think he's more just curious than anything else.
Stroke the
Oleg.
wood, Oleg.
You get close to it. And before you can even touch it, you feel your eyes roll back in your head and you are suddenly back home
Oh, dear.
with your tribe
Mm.
wandering, and you see your your father figure.
Mm-hmm.
He suddenly stomps up to you, and he looks angry. And despite the angry look, he looks at you, and the words betray the emotion on his face. And he says, "Good job."
Hmm.
And then he goes to punch you. And just
Yeah,
to make
understandable.
contact with your face, you are brought back and knocked on your ass as the tree sort of pushes you away.
Hmm.
And you
All right.
weirdly feel relaxed and almost relieved in a sense.
Interesting.
And everyone else would notice Oleg suddenly has a black eye.
Yeah, makes sense.
I just shake my head. What did you do to the tree?
They said good
that
job.
That one might be my fault. I might have pissed off the tree.
As you do this, you hear a knock on the barn door. And Zed walks in, and he's dropped his he's in much more usual, very basic living rags, sort of. And he carries a bow over to you guys. At his feet is your corpse flower. He waddles in, walks up to you, and he gives a little burp and a little tiny rat bone onto the ground. Burps, and he climbs back on your shoulder, and he shimmers happily. And
I'm just gonna tie the bone with a little piece of string to my shoulder, so it's kind of like his kill count.
Okay, sure. Okay, that's. I don't know why the fuck that's adorable. It should be horrendous, but anyway.
It's both.
So, as you come in, he says, "Oh, don't want you touch my shield."
Yeah, I
He
did.
did.
I picked it up. Pretty heavy.
Did you lift it?
Yes, sir.
Impressive. And he hangs the crossbow. He doesn't hang the crossbow. He goes sort of to the side of the thing. He just sort of drops it on the ground, and it shakes the barn when it hits the ground with a thud. And you realize that the crossbow is just as heavy as the fucking shield.
That's dope.
No
Yeah.
wonder I killed that bear.
I figured Oleg would like that. And he puts that there, and he walks over, and he touches. You see, he touches and he sort of puts his head to it as if he's communing with it, and he goes, "Don't worry, my wife will watch over you, just like she has done since her passing, to me and mine."
He did that to the tree, you said?
Yes.
I'm going to look at him and go,
And then he said to you, his wife. He's referring to the tree.
your lovely wife ate my Malar statue? Just that could cause some problems. I'm just going to let you know that.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
He sort of pats the trunk and says, my wife was an Eladrin, a princess actually, and you should have seen her beauty was unrivaled. And when royalty of the Feywild die, they become what is known as a guardian plant.
Huh.
He decided instead of being planted in her realm with her people, she would stay here with me. If she removed something from you, it's because she was cleansing it. Now, if it was a statue of Malar, I imagine you might have made him angry, but he knows better than to come after my love.
That's cool.
Now, dinner's ready. Come eat. And he walks away all happy.
As we
Sounds
walk
good to
towards
me.
dinner, you guys see me write down on a checklist, pissed off or possibly threatened by Eldritch Chicken, check. Pissed off a god, check. Scared for my life, check. I'm gonna die.
On day's work.
So we can continue to roleplay this if you guys would like. It is our normal stopping time, or just past. Just like last time, we can continue. Ryan has to go. Okay. Well, goodbye. Why is his timing on that always like literally the most impeccable thing? Like, it doesn't
He started
happen.
a party.
He must have been trying to do a thing. He must be on Discord on, and he accidentally
Sorry, I went to look at the
came
time.
back.
I actually clicked off. My bad.
Gotcha. Well, Brian, you are welcome to go. Thank you for recording
Thank
for
you.
our notes and stuff. Well, you're welcome.